As the leaves fall and the temperature drops, Knox Church prepares to welcome guests, inviting them into the church for a warm meal and some friendship on Saturday evenings from November to March. We call this event Center 120, Out of the Cold, and it's been going on for 25 years. A 1994 story in the Presbyterian Record described a program at St. Andrew's Church in Toronto that provided shelter and food for people living on the streets. George Fife seized on the concept. To make it happen, he convinced Session to form a Center 120 committee with himself, Gail Spindler, Margaret Wilson, Kathy Bonnell, and Betty Nealon. It was obvious from the beginning that many volunteers would be needed, and come they did, from other churches both in the city and outside, and from the community at large. The work begins in mid-afternoon. Tables are set up and places set. Vegetables are prepared and sauces mixed. Gigantic pots are put on the stove to boil the potatoes. Main courses go into the ovens. Platters of vegetable appetizers are put together. And when the preparation is done, a break is welcome. This is a time for fun, friendship, and laughter in the midst of the hard physical work. And sometimes there may even be an impromptu birthday celebration. It's also a time for a couple to bond as they work together. And when the doors are finally opened, all guests are welcomed. This is a mission of Knox, with no questions asked. Volunteer doctors from the University of Ottawa residency program are present to talk with and give advice to those guests who want it. Guests are offered coffee and tea and a choice of appetizing vegetables to start with. A lot of them enjoy playing games and simply socializing with each other while they wait for the meal. The hot foods are served onto individual plates. An assembly line makes sure that each plate has a complete meal, including bread. Some guests have special needs, and the servers bring those guests to the main serving table, where their needs are met as much as possible. Of course, every meal should have a sweet ending. As the servers carry the main meals to the guests, other volunteers begin the work of preparing desserts, which the servers then bring to each individual. And when the meal is over, guests often stop at the kitchen door to say thanks as they leave. One guest left this note written on the back of a placemat. "This is a royal applause. My surname is King. Applause and thank you for planning, organization, preparation, and presentation of tonight's meal." But the volunteers' work isn't done. The dirty dishes need to be rinsed, washed, and put away. The tables and chairs are cleaned and stacked, often with the help of the diners themselves. We also try to make Christmas a special time for those who need our services. Christmas dinner is supplemented by gifts, like these socks, and guests are invited to join us in singing Christmas carols. At the end of the evening, it's rewarding to see that over 100 people have been fed and made welcome in a warm and friendly place. As we started our 25th year of serving meals, a global pandemic struck. The program was extended because of increasing needs through the spring and summer. Indoor dining was banned, so meals were packaged in the kitchen and served as a takeout from the Knox Church office door. Masks and distancing were emphasized. For a short time during the coldest months of 2021, it seemed the pandemic was abating, but COVID-19 was persistent, and takeout meals continued until August of 2021. As the Out of the Cold team looks forward, there's hope for a return to indoor dining as a community. Volunteers and donors are anxious to continue this mission of Knox Church into a second quarter century.